Guys, welcome to the Savvy Programmer. My name is RB and we're creating an app and you're gonna learn everything that's very important to create an iOS app. So first I wanna show you what the app is gonna make. So this is the app we're gonna make. So we're gonna start it. So it's basically just very simple. It looks very simple, but you're gonna learn a lot of new things. So you're gonna learn about the title, you're gonna learn about how to put an image, how to put this layout. It actually works on all the devices. And if I press start, it changes the color. It gets a random color and it changes it, and it changes the title of the background color of the title, and also changes the image, and also changes the color of this, and also the background. So as you can see, when I press start, it changes all those colors. And you're gonna learn so much about iOS and so much about the concepts of, and you're gonna learn it fast, and you're gonna be able to actually, after this, make your own app. That's how you do it, right? Why spend so much time reading about so many different things? There's so much stuff out there to read. But do you really need all that? You don't. All you need is the concepts behind it, and I'm gonna explain it in detail, everything, while we're doing this. And we're gonna do it all together. Alright, let's go ahead and start. Create a new application, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a file, new project, and when you get to this screen, actually I want to tell you, like, if you guys are new and you have never seen Xcode, no problem, but you know about the App Store, right? Go to the App Store, press the space bar and the command together. Once you press that, you can actually launch the search screen and go ahead and type in App Store. You can go to App Store, download Xcode. It does take 2 hours, and once you download, you're gonna get to this screen. So this is where I'm at. So when you press File and New and Project, then you're gonna get to that. So once I press that, I select the single view app, because I want an app that actually already has all the components to it, but I don't want all of it. I just want to start from scratch. I want to understand everything, right? So this is the basic kind of like basic app that you can actually start with. So this is what I want to start with, and iOS gives you all the options with game, augmented reality, whatever other apps that you want. I can go into details, but you don't, like I said, you don't need to know everything to do an app, right? So we're gonna just get to the nitty gritty of it. So if I press next, and for this, all you need to do is the product name. So I'm just gonna put tutorial 10-minute app, right? 10-minute app. And team, you don't need anything. Organization, you put org at your first name, and make sure this is Swift, and the storyboard, and you're all your way. And then go next, and it's gonna save somewhere, and you can save it on desktop, no problem. Great. And we're in business. Okay, so all you need to do right now is main storyboard, and this is the user interface. Everything else you don't need to know right now. And as you can see, I have a screen of iPhone 11, and I can go ahead and look at anything that I want and drag anything I want. So this is the user interface, Xcode, and a professional development environment that gives you the user interface and gives you the code. So the code is here, as you can see, and the code connects to the screen in order to make it work. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and press this plus button, right? Okay, and when you press the plus button, you're gonna see a series of controls. Like, you can get any kind of control: slider, switch, button, label. What do I want? I want a label, right? So I can also even type it in. And this line basically tells you that you're centering horizontally, right? So there you go. So I let it go, and I have the label, and that's all you need. And now you can go ahead and press the plus button again, and now I want an image. So go ahead and image, and drag that, and do the same thing again, and then go press this plus button again. And what do I want now? I want button. So type in button, and I just drag that, and again in the center. So when you have all this in the center, what you do is you take the label and you name it anything you want. You can name it my app, my first app. There you go. That's good. And let's make the, so you press next to the font, there's something called system. You can actually change the font here. You can choose any font you want. we're just gonna select normal font style and regular, and we're gonna select 70. Actually, let's go to 56. This is a good one, and press done. And see, kind of, so what you need to do is click, left click on it and drag until you get to that horizontal center again, right? There you go. So and then I want to also change the background. I want to start with a black background. So if you press just on the white space, then you see the background. Go ahead and click on the drop down and use the dark black, recently used colors, or you can use the dark label text color. So I have the black, okay? So now I have my title is not showing, so I want to change the title color. I'm going to change the title color to white. So again, you see the colors, you see all kinds of colors. You just press on the color underneath the label, and when you press that, you press the white, and there you go. Okay, now I want also an image, right? So you press on the image. It's image view because it's a view that is a container for an image. That's why it's called image view. And this is called title label because it contains a title. So if I press the image view, I can go ahead and underneath the image view, there's something called image. So I want to go ahead and say I want a pencil image. So I put pencil. You should be able to kind of like type in any image. Most images are here. This is predefined for Apple, and you make sure you have the latest Xcode because Xcode 11 has this. So I press pencil. I can put flame too if I wanted to, you know, anything you want. Doesn't just start typing. You'll see some images. So you just select that. All right, there you go. So you have the image, everything in the center. Now I want button, right? So press the button, but I want kind of make the button a little bigger. So what I do is I left click, I hold, and I drag. Have you used Photoshop? It's kind of like Photoshop, you know, like how you have like or Illustrator. So you basically scale it, kind of, right? Okay, now I center it again. Okay, I'm in dead center. Okay, now I can change the title of this button. And if I change the title of the button, all I need to do is this. Press the button. So let's go ahead and say, press here for title. Underneath the button, there is something called title. And you can select any, don't worry about anything else. Remember, don't worry about anything else. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna make it a white text color, and the text color white. And I want to be able to change the color of the button. How am I going to do that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and look at the background underneath the alpha. So if you look at the view, and then you see like alpha, then background, and go ahead and press the drop down and select any color you want. I'm going to select yellow. Okay, and I want a little button a little bigger. So, and now I'm going to center it again. Okay, there you go. And then now I want, actually, I think a black text would be better, so I'm just gonna keep it black. So if I go ahead to, whenever you want to change something, you just click on that item, right? And then you drill down to its properties. It's exactly like Photoshop, right? So you go ahead and click on the button, and now I want to change the color of the text. So I'll go to text color, and I press this. Drop down, and I just select it to black. Okay, there you go. So we have our first user interface. Aren't you happy? Congratulations. So what I need to do is now make sure it works on all devices. In order to make that happen, I need to make sure that I use auto layout. Okay, what is auto layout? Auto layout is something to align all the controls so they would fit on every device and not look all clipped, right? So basically you have the title, I want it horizontal center, then I want how many spaces from the left, how many spaces I want from the top. That's auto layout, and the relationship between each controls, how far are they from each other. So that's auto layout. Basically, I'm gonna go select each one. So in order to select it, you see the hierarchy here, you just select each one right here, press shift and press the left mouse button, and you're done. And then on the bottom you see this box with the arrow down, and embed in, and you're gonna go ahead and select the stack view because you want to stack on top of each other. So now I'm gonna go ahead and stack view it, and now once I'm done, everything is gonna just squish So in order to change the alignment, stack view has a kind of alignment with fill, because I want to fill all the available space, and I want to distribute it fill equally. So I want to equally distribute all the control. So I have done that, and I want to be able to center this horizontally and vertically. In order to do that, I need to add two constraints. The stack view has two constraints. You press on the align. Once you hover over it, it's the first button. You press the button, and you want to horizontally center it and vertically center it. So X and Y, right? And then I just check mark both, and then just add two constraints. There you go, I'm done. But I want to be able to have the container have a background color. In order to have a background color, I need to add a view, because stack views don't have background colors. So in order to do that, I just select the stack view and say embed it in again, and I say embed in a view. And the view right now doesn't know anything anymore, right? So it's all confused. That's why you see all red lines. So in order to fix that, I need to give the view some width and height. So I'm gonna go click on this kind of airplane kind of thing. It's called it says add constraints, and I'm gonna go ahead and select the width and the height, and then you can also change the width and height, but this is the width and the height that Xcode tells me to use. I can use other ones, but right now I just want to use that. So once I've done that, I want to be able to kind of embed this whole thing in another stack view, so it knows what layout it is, right? Then I'm going to horizontally center and vertically center it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that view, and I'm going to go ahead and embed that again in the stack view, and there you go. So no more auto layout problems, but now I want to be able to horizontally center this in a view. So horizontal center and vertical center, and I'm done. So basically you can see kind of you have boxes in another box. So you have a stack view, and then you have a view, and then another stack view. So now I can set my background color on the view. So I'm gonna set it as black, and I'm done. So now I want to be able to connect each control to the code, so I can do something with it. I want to change the background color and the text color. I want to do something when you press the button. So I want to go ahead and right click with it. I want to change the background color and the text color. I want to do something when you press the button. So I want to go ahead and right click on the control and drag, and don't let it go until you see this line, and just let it go, and then you see, and then I'm going to call it top title, and connect that, and I'm going to go ahead and do it with the image too, and I'm going to say image view, and then I'm going to go ahead and the button, I'm going to go do the same thing on the button. Oops. So I'll go ahead and do that and say start button. So those are just outlets that I added. Now I want to be able to add some action. In order to add action, because I want something to do with the whenever I press the start button, I want to change. I want to shake it. And I want to change the color of the text. I want to change the color of the background, right? So in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and drag over. Now I want an action. So I press the connection. I press the button down, and the action is kind of like something happening, right? It's kind of like, hey, do something. So go ahead and set the start button, action. And I'm going to select this because I want it to be a type of a button, and connect. And then once I'm done that, I can start writing my code, and I'm going to get a random number because I want a random color. So I want to get a random R, random B, and random G. So what I'm doing is I'm assigning each one a random number, because I want to be able to have an RGB value. RGB value goes from 0 to 55. So int random will give me a random number, and it will be from 0 to 55. And if you say 3 dots, it's a range, so 255. And let is basically a constant because I don't want to change it. Random in, again 255, 0 to 255, and also here. So I have that. Now I just want to get a color, and UI color has a, just press UI color and press the parenthesis open, and you can see this one, select the one with the display red. So I need to pass an RGB value and a random R. I'm going to pass in, but I need to divide it by 255 because color is from 0 to 1. And it gives me a decimal number, and random G 255 and random G. So that was random B and random G. Okay, so now I got the random number, but this is coming in a whole number because it's int, but I need to cast it to a CG float. So if I go ahead and cast it CG float, it gives me a decimal number because that's what it needs. So I'm just going ahead and just cast it. Cast it is basically changing the value. So I'm going to do here, so, and the here too, because each one returns me an int whole number. Okay, there you go. So I have a random color now. I can assign it to the text color. So I get the top title, and that has a text color, and assign it the color, and that's how you assign it, by getting the text color, just like how you drill it down. You do it in code, and then you want the background color. The view is what I'm looking at, and it's a background color, and I'm going to assign it to the color. And now I just want to set some images. I want to go ahead and do a circle image, and circle to image. You can name it anything, just for time purposes. 3 image. And I can get an image from UI image and system image. Remember I had the system image, so if you type in system, it should give you the image. And it was circle.fill, and I can just copy this and paste it and do the same thing here. This is basically give me the image with a name, with just system name. So circle.fill, the circle that slash pencil.circle. So remember, if you press the view, you can hide those. So if I press down, I get pencil circle fill, pencil circle, pencil circle, and pencil circle fill, pencil circle fill, and then the other one was pencil circle, pencil slash. That's all it stands with a pencil circle fill, pencil circle, and pencil circle, pencil slash. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and add that in a list because I want to get a random image. So list of images, and in order to create a list, you start with a bracket open and bracket, and then each value you go circle image and circ whatever that one is, circ to image. Okay, and we're almost there. Insert 3 image. You can name it anything you want. So I'm adding it to the list, and I want to get a random from this list and basically set the image. So I'm going to get the image view and the image, and I'm going to set a random. Basically, I need to get a random number, and again, random image index, because I'm getting the index, int.random, and in 0 to less than list of image dot count. Okay, that's that. And then some random image index. Okay, so basically I'm getting I'm putting all the images in a list, and then I'm getting a random index, int randoms, because I gotta start with keyword let because it's a constant, and that's why it wasn't not doing it. And this one is telling me that user, okay, this is correct. It just the name wasn't registering. So now I want to add call animation. Point. So you got 1 duration, 0.5 delay, and 0.1 and 0.5. And curve in, ease out, and then the animation and the completion. So what I want to do with this is I want to go ahead, and you have the container. I want to go ahead and shake the container. So in order to shake it, I want to basically offset the X of the container like that. So I want to offset it by 5. So what I want to do is I want to get the container. So I don't have a reference to the container, so I'm going to create one. So in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and press the stack view, which is right here. And this is the container. So I'm going to go ahead and drag over. And again, it's an outlet, and it's going to be container. And I'm going to go ahead and container. I'm gonna get the X position of the container, so I can get that with the frame, because frame gives me the X position. And I want to original frame, then you have to do origin.x, and then you add 5 to it. And then on the completion, you want to get the location or original location, and just basically copy this and then set it again, and you basically set it to the original location. And since this is in a block, because you have to use self, so self.container and self.container. Alright, so we're done with the app. All we need to do is I need to explain to you this animation. So animation is basically it's animating the whole view. It's taking a 1 minute, and it does a delay of 0.5. The damping is when it basically, how the spring damping is it's kind of like starts slow and kind of accelerates, and then the velocity, how fast it accelerates. And curve in and curve out is basically the bell curve. It starts animation really fast and it slows down and then gets faster. So go ahead and run this. It's a little slow, but it's alright, so we're done. And I think in order to make this a little faster, try that. You can actually, for the challenge, you can go ahead and change the colors of all the thing. There you go. So it's doing a little faster. You can actually change that and make it even faster. Like 2 will give you probably even the fastest. So you can, for the challenge, I suggest for the challenge, what you do is you can change like the background color of the button. You can play around with all the configuration for the animation. There you go. So make sure you subscribe to see more tutorials coming up. I'm gonna have more of these tutorials that I create a whole app in under 20 minutes. And I'm gonna go ahead and also click on the bell to subscribe to get notification for all the new videos. All right.